So what are some things a supervisor can do that creates a strong team environment or can create an ineffectual team environment?
I've had experience with different supervisors, and I noticed that the supervisor's behavior has an impact on the individuals that they work with. I'm going to start out with some of the negative things that I've seen, or the negative impact that a supervisor's behavior can have on their work group. I've seen supervisors work with people when their moods are inconsistent and they're unpredictable, that appear to create uncertainty among their staff, and therefore there was unnecessary tension and anxiety. And the tension that was there appeared to inhibit them from successfully doing their tasks at hand. And the anxiety that was created by that uncertainty also appeared to contribute to frustration in that work group. I've seen supervisors who have approached infractions with measures that appear to be punitive, and it appeared as though that the supervisor was seen then as a source of anxiety rather than a source of support. And unfair reactions to an employee and seemed to incite resentment and a lack of loyalty to that person. And in that work group, morale became low and negativity did invade the work environment. They appeared less motivated to perform well and more motivated to look for work elsewhere. So it certainly worked against staff retainment. I've seen inadvertently periods where workers were treated differently. Some were treated less well, and some appeared as though there was some favoritism. And this caused a lack of cohesiveness in the work group that I saw. Team cooperation wasn't apparent and appeared to be compromised. And resentment occurred between team members and seemed to cause internal conflict. So again, cohesiveness was impaired and work productivity was impaired. And I have experienced times where there's appeared to be some unprofessionalism. Employees view the supervisor as a role model and someone to look up to and something that they ought to be. And I've had supervisors who have involved employees in their personal life to a degree that was inappropriate. None of us are perfect, and things can be exposed to the employee that the supervisor didn't necessarily mean to expose. I've seen this cause things like rumors and gossip, which is another thing that's unproductive for a work group. And also the role of the supervisor can become confused with the role of a friend. This appeared damaging for the supervisor's reputation. I've had supervisors, and I currently have a supervisor who handles things very professionally. I think it's important for supervisors to be aware of their mood because employees, especially inexperienced employees, generally will interpret a supervisor's mood as something that's directly related to them or their behaviors. And our moods are affected by many of things. We may have had a bad morning. So coming into work in a negative mood may send a message to your employee that you didn't necessarily mean to send. I believe it's healthy to communicate how we feel with other people, so again, they don't take those moods personally. I think a consistent mood among us supervisors is very important. That supervisor is a source of support in our rock, and a consistent mood emphasizes that. But yet, supervisors are people too. They become angry and frustrated at times, and they become angry and frustrated with their staff. I think it's important, being an employee and being a supervisor, that we recognize how we're feeling and we avoid exhibiting those emotions when we're addressing the issue with the person that an issue has arisen with. I think being neutral and firm sends a message that we're serious about the infraction, yet we are in a professional context and we will remain professional. We tend to form interpretations of people quickly sometimes, and myself has been wrong in my interpretations of people, so it's best to remain unbiased. And I believe it's imperative all employees are treated fairly and equally. If not, it sends a message to employees that it's acceptable to treat other employees differently, which can lead to an unhealthy work environment. And that's the information that I have from my own personal experience.